Hey everyone, welcome back to Jill's Family, where everything I talk about on this channel is a product or a brand that's helped me or helped my family or something we've learned from one of our mentors that we thought was important enough we wanted our girls to know. Today I want to share on a concept that I recently learned from our mentors, and it's called Unreasonable Courage, which to me kind of sounded like those two words should not go together. But basically, unreasonable courage means you're willing to do stuff even when things aren't perfect. That and getting it out of our head that, failure is not an option to. Failure is a requirement. Because, face it, if you're not failing from time to time, then you're playing it safe. And if you're playing it safe, then you're not growing. I really wish you could play it safe and grow at the same time, but it just doesn't happen. And at least for me, I know that when I do screw something up, I tend to learn something new, only because every time I screw something up, I'll replay that sucker like 3 or 4 times in my head. And as long as I'm willing to humble myself, to look at not what went wrong and what other people did, but myself and the role I played, then yeah, I do. I learn something new. In fairness, though, if I'm being really transparent, I really am not cool with failing yet. I'm getting better, but no, I'll avoid that like the plague. Like, I'll over prepare if I think I can avoid failing. And I think that's pretty common for most people. The crazy part is, though, is most of the time, I'm not even super worried about the repercussions of messing up what I'm doing, more so than it is the feelings associated with it that I'm trying to avoid like the plague. Like, for me personally, it tends to take the form of frustration or embarrassment. I don't want any part of either of those. So for me personally, I'm sharing. Unreasonable courage is learning how to divorce myself from my feelings. I can't tell you how many times throughout my life I have seen interviews, watched podcasts, seen in person, sat in and watched super successful people from multiple walks and industries, athletes, CEOs, so forth, and all of them had one thing in common. It was all, my goals don't care how I feel. Oh, yeah, divorcing yourself from those feelings, the pain of discipline, pain of regret. They chose pain of discipline, and I can't blame them, but it's not as easy as you think. So, if I'm really honest, then if I look back, some of my best experiences I ever have had were those times when I just didn't want to. The little voice was like, I don't know if we should do this. And I just kind of took that leap of faith and jumped and tried it. And in the end, I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing. But if I had played it safe, I wouldn't have known. So it's learning not to listen to all the voices all the time. Sometimes the voice is smart. Sometimes the voice is just holding you back. I recently heard a quote by a gentleman named Alvin Toffler, and it really struck me. He said, "The illiterate of the future won't be those who can't read and write. The illiterate of the future will be those who are unwilling to unlearn and relearn." And it resonated with me because I've probably got confident. I've got some old habits, some old beliefs that probably hold me back at times. And yeah, I don't want you to walk around doubting yourself all the time. That's certainly not it. And some of your beliefs are like fundamentals and you should hold true to those. But I'm just going to say that if you get presented with a different answer than what you were expecting, maybe just don't dismiss it instantly. The world changes so fast. Tech changes, research changes. Maybe what you thought used to be true and now their version is the new true. So just be willing to question and learn. Oh, so for me, going back, sharing, unreasonable courage for me is learning to divorce myself from the concept of what could go wrong and focus on what could go right. It's removing the little person that's sitting on my shoulder that's saying, you're going to look like an idiot if you screw this up, or you can't do that. If I'm going to play the what if game, I might as well at least play the what if it goes right. And then just be proud of the fact that I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and growing. Worst case scenario, I can start again a little better. That and the fact that I need to constantly remind myself that people aren't thinking about me or talking about me nearly as often as I, in my head, think they are. So I'll leave you with this. Unreasonable courage is just try, be willing. Don't let the butterflies always dictate. And please remember that all work works. It's just sometimes I personally have to remember that the work I'm doing has to work on me before it can work for me. I hope you heard my heart. I hope this was helpful. I hope I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope that you step out and take some unreasonable courage and that you're super pumped with the results. We'll chat again soon. Take care.